I'd wake alone below an arrow, noticing my savior next to me, headed out into these ruined streets. I'd pass by the local pub singing along, box prepared by a friend of mine, sparring with an elven fighter. Then I'd go past the Market Central Park, where I'd meet my comrades to prepare for our venture beneath the tower that pierces world above, and then we'd enter with such determined eyes, then struck polar nights and rights, were to be cursed upon a Bernard, and so I, aspiring hero, saved her from demise with thine two knives, made by J.D. and Smith alike. After those nights, I hope we hope downright believed that from those nights we'd be freed, until that one quest issued us all to bring the dragon's daughter down below the cornerstone that pierces heaven's sky. Now, as we run, fight, strategize, this polar night slowly reprise. Those polar nights reprise. Folks, welcome to the Steamy Scheme. Woo! Let me tell you, man. I love this theme song so much, and I love the lyrics that I wrote for it. Legit, I have it stuck in my head. From time to time, your boy's like, I'd wake alone below in our home, and look, all I'm saying is, alright, I don't think I've ever written this good of lyrics for this series, to the point where I'm singing them after I've already sang them for the episode. Like, that's how addicted I am in reading the lyrics of this song and singing it. It's so good, man. Oh, it's so good. Anyway. It's time for the Steamy Scheme. Y'all have been waiting for it for 52 centuries. I mean, let's be honest. All of you have been waiting for it since the dawn of time. I mean, since episode 1 of this series, everybody has been waiting for this single event. Literally nothing else could be important, or as important, as the Steamy Scheme. So is this really close? That's so sad that we couldn't do this. Anyway. It's time. It's time, folks, to get into the Steamy Scheme. And before you're like, before, like, are we really going to get into it? Are we really going to get into the Steamy Scheme? Or is he going to go on a 30-minute rant and then and talk about his life and talk about this and that and how his first day of school was like this and that? And you know what, as much as I would love for you to be right, you're quite incorrect. I love, therefore I am. Oh, there's a hot spring. Is this Apollo? Is this Apollo talking? I'm assuming it is. Ooh, hey. Oh wait, you're exiled, aren't you? Weren't you exiled? I don't know. Find out. Oh, You know what, and I gotta be honest, alright? I haven't thought about it, but after watching 376,000 different animes since Season 2, and that's not a fake number, I mean, you can check the lists, it's in the description below, 100%, 10,000% even. I have figured out that Apollo is that is that anime stereotype. Oh, we need to get this. Wait, get the photo. No, I missed it. Took too long. Alright. Before we continue, I want to say this, right? I want to say this. Apollo sounds like... how can I explain this? Apollo sounds like that one anime character who is so obsessed with a single person. I mean, obviously, he is, with Belle. But, is so obsessed with a person or is so in love with a person, to the point that if that other person does something, does even the slightest thing, he'll start bleeding from his nose, fucking, I don't know, man. I swear, but Apollo is that trope. I mean, he is that trope in a nutshell. I mean, and I figured that out. Also, Hesty and Bo are on okay.
Hi, Kami-sama. 最高です。今日は僕と君、温泉だけど水いらずで。
It's a pretty good idea after the entire season that we just had.
Hi, Kami-sama. 最高ですね。
Sounds like a perfect idea.
じゃあ、とりあえず背中の流し合いっこでも。
Oh, is it okay, it's a fantasy. Let's say, I'm pretty sure that's not, yeah. Yeah, Hesty is, wait, is this actually happening? I actually don't know anymore. Oh yeah, it was a fantasy. The onsen era. Good question. Well, they can't see what you're imagining, mate. Dude, you need my homie Mayak for the past 3 seasons, past 900 episodes is like... he sees someone going just a tad bit crazy, sees that someone has a bit of a scar, and he's like, yo, so, I run a pharmacy, right? And I love to promote my stuff. So would you just want a free potion? Because it seems like you have a bit of a paper cut. Paper cuts can just lead to death. So here's a free potion. No, actually take 3. No, actually take 10. And make sure to stop by my pharmacy soon. I mean, I swear to God, Maya, I don't know how. I mean, look, eventually Hestia is gonna pay off her debt, but Jesus. I mean, you really gotta stop being too Karen, man. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna return to the secret hot spring, really? Oh, near Arario. Not in the dungeon, not the same one. Interesting. Oh, so we're going outside of Arario. Hey, poggers, boys, poggers. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Huh. I assume that's the plan. Oh, is that the Steamy Scheme? Is it set by Hestia? I mean, honestly, Mayak, I wouldn't be surprised. You really haven't, except for like that entire arc at the end of season 2. But even then, you weren't by yourselves. You were with Eyes, but whatever. That is. Well, looking at the. Looking at the picture, at the thumbnail, at the front cover of the event, doesn't seem like the trip is only for you and Belle, because last time I checked, there was another maybe 6 people. So I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Oh. Alright, you have to do that. I forget that y'all have to do that. I'm sure they will. Absolutely not. At least Mayak has the sense to realize that. Oh, she was denied? Surely not. Hey, Misha. Oh, Belle's permit. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I forgot that he was a record holder. It's because he's amazing. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm also surprised at the same time. I guess you're right. I guess you're not wrong. Too. And it's the same thing that I just... A half-day trip isn't that bad. Even though, in a half-day, I mean, kind of half of Arario, 7 years ago, was kind of just ripped apart. But, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that half a day, That was really 7 days, but still, it happened. It started on a half a day, so. High class adventures. Oh yeah, would there be problems? Wow. 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 Imagine it was Uranus or Lumen. Probably is. Damn, she's really persistent. Hestia is being real persistent today, folks. I mean, holy. And I mean, holy. Anyway, let me talk about my day. Because a lot of stuff has actually happened in the span of really since the last episode. So let me catch you up. Because I feel like I have the duty to do that. So, I didn't mention something that I did 2 nights ago, which would have been, since I recorded yesterday's episode yesterday, if you're in that mindset, that you're watching the last episode, last night, from that episode, if that makes any sense, basically Sunday night, maybe even Sunday after, no, today's fucking Monday, no, Saturday night, I was kind of bored. I hadn't been really doing exercise over the weekend, and I decided, like, hey, you know what? New year, you know, it's a new year. I'm a little down. You know, we've already watched Star Wars. Everyone watching Cobra Kai. You know what I mean? And you know, I just kind of want to vibe. I kind of want to vibe because before we finished watching the second Star Wars movie, I had what was the first one? I forget. I had started an anime. My first anime, and I feel like months, you know, besides Memoria Freese, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like the whole, like, Memoria Freese anime, you know, I mean, it's, guys, it's more than an anime, it's a culture. You have to understand. Obviously not, but still. My point is, actually, point is, I decided to start my first anime, that I binged, I should say, in like a second, for the first time in like months. And this anime, I kind of had on my radar, for a while. I'd like to say I had it on my radar for a while. Yeah, I actually did. Sorry, I need a moment to remember what the anime was about. Yeah, so I've had this anime on my radar for a while. I think I talked about seeing the manga on Amazon, like, a way back. Not as far back as before, late COVID, but, you know, it was in the middle of it. Probably, like, in the early days of COVID, or... it was last year, in any case. And I mentioned in an episode briefly, I feel like, that I found this manga called Orange. That was basically about this, like, girl, this high school girl that got a letter from her older self saying that her boyfriend was gonna die or something by a car crash, on this specific date, and that she had to save him. And I thought it was an interesting manga. Like, just by reading the description, I thought it was a very interesting manga. And then I looked at some comments saying, like, this guy is the man, like, that guy was such a cool guy. And I'm like, oh, okay, I mean, that looks interesting. I didn't really care to watch it at the time, because I think I already had a lot of other anime lined up to watch. I think one of them was, you know, the good old M to the Freeze. And so I didn't really care for it, because, I mean, I just didn't. And so, you know, months went by, and then, the other day, like I said, Saturday, I was looking through Crunchyroll, and I was like, man, do I want to watch an anime, or do I not want to watch an anime? Like, I really don't know what to watch. Or sorry, not after Star Wars. Before Star Wars, I was like, man, you know, I just want to watch something cool. I want to watch an anime. I want to relax. I want to vibe. And so I found this one anime, and it was Orange. I remembered that they had turned Orange into an anime. And so, like, should I watch it? And, you know, whenever I have a show that I add on my queue in Crunchyroll, I'm always like, do I really want to watch this? And I kind of take a minute. It wasn't like how I chose to watch Rent a Girlfriend, which was like, you know what? Why not? And then I just clicked on it. Like, I had to do some thinking, you know? Do I really want to watch something that's probably going to make me cry? Something that's probably going to just tear me apart completely? Something that I'm 100% going to relate with? Do I really want to watch that? And I'm like, you know what? It's January 1st. Why not? Let's ruin my life. And so, me... the person who is kind of afraid that if he watches a single anime again, he's gonna become obsessed with that one anime to the point where he's gonna be like, anime like Orange, after the anime, just sobbing, and then I'm just gonna find another 50,000 anime and watch them all, and then just waste my time. But my point is, that's what I was really worried about. That I was gonna finish this anime, and then I was gonna be unsatisfied, and then I was gonna be like, man, I wanna find another anime like Orange, and then Anyway, here's the really interesting thing. after some debating, I ended up starting to watch Orange. It had a really interesting beginning. Like, I obviously still remember the description of the story, or the description from the manga on Amazon, but I didn't remember everything. Like, I didn't remember the characters' names or the ages or blah, 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 you know what I mean? So I didn't really know what was going to happen. All in all, I think. And so I started watching it. And I thought it was interesting. It was a regular high school anime, you got your good old group of pals. But, here I'm thinking, right? Here I'm thinking, here I'm thinking this is gonna be like some time travel stuff. There's gonna be some crazy stuff. But this show ends up being sort of another Anohana show. And if you don't know what Anohana is, it's this one anime that also has the subtitle of The Flower We Saw That Day, which is basically about this group of 6 kids. So basically the same number of kids in this show. And it's a group of these 6 kids, and, they're all really good friends in, like, middle school, maybe even elementary, and they all live in the same, like, vicinity or whatnot, and they have, like, this little club on top of this hill. And they have a little clubhouse on top of this hill, and they named their little team the Super Busters, or the Super Duper Busters, or I don't know, it's been, like, 3 months or 4 months since I last watched it. But it was a really cute show, and, cute show in the sense of, like, oh, hey, we're friends, and we're young, and we're gonna make a group, and you know what I mean? But there was some drama when they were younger. And basically the main character liked, this girl, like, the main girl. I'm sorry, I forgot the names, but basically, the kid liked the girl. And then there was this other kid that liked the girl. And then there was this other girl, and this guy who liked the main girl. And they figured out, or, like, I think everybody knew that the main character liked the main girl, when they were kids. And so they basically devised a plot to sort of make him confess his love to the main girl when they were kids. And it resulted, and it's a complicated plan, but basically, he didn't respond because, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so the other kid was like, oh yeah, do you like the main character girl to the main character? And the main character says nothing. And then the other guy is like, do you think she's ugly? And then he says nothing. And then the main girl starts crying, runs away, runs down a path. Keep in mind, this is a hill, alright? This is a hill. There's a path. There's a river next to this hill. And the girl's running. She's crying. The other boy that likes her, and then chases after her, gives her, like, a bracelet or something, and confesses to her, and then basically, again, I don't remember everything, but after this, it eventually leads to her running really fast, 'cause she really wants to get away, because apparently she also liked the main character. It's complicated, but basically she dies, and, like, everyone is traumatized by this, especially the guy that actually saw her die, which is this other guy who is actually pretty cool. He's a bit chubby, but he's pretty, dude, he's awesome. Anyway, so they grow up, and basically, I don't even know why I have to explain the show. Basically, the girl comes back to life, but as a sort of allusion to the main character who's now grown up. They're all grown up. They're like all in high school and whatnot. And basically, this guy is seeing her, and he thinks that he's like he's just going insane. You know what I mean? Like, he can't go on with his life, without seeing his crush and blah 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 blah. But apparently, it's like, oh yeah, she's come back down to earth as a ghost because she wants her wish to be fulfilled so then she can go to heaven. And it's this really beautiful story about all of them rejoicing, you know, as old, like when they're older, and it's such a complicated story. But basically, it's it has a really beautiful ending. Which if you don't want it to be spoiled, even though I've kind of spoiled like half of the show for you, kind of, then I suggest you go watch it now. You have 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spoilers. Basically, it has the ending where they solve the whole problem. They solve her whole problem, and like and she's basically sent back to heaven. And it's beautiful, and it's like a hide and seek ending. Like, it's like, oh yeah, where are you? And then you know, the ghost of the girl is like, I'm here, and then they keep on doing that, and then they see her, because like they didn't believe the main character for like half of the show, and then they see her at the end, and then everyone's crying, and she left notes for all of them, and they start reading them, and they're all really nice, and then, oh, dude, all I'm saying, alright, is I know I said Mirai made me cry, but holy lord, I mean, Anohana. Oh my god. Anyway, so that show was a really, really good anime, alright, like a spectacular anime. And keep in mind, I had also had that on my radar for a while as well, but I don't think it's been on my radar as long as Orange has, but who knows. And so, I started watching Orange, and after finishing it, and I'm not going to spoil what happens in Orange, but after finishing Orange, I also had cried an equal amount to Anohana. And now that I say that, actually not really. I mean, I did cry a little bit in every episode of Orange. But look, all I'm saying, folks, is that no ending ever before has made me cry more than Anohana, alright? And look, Orange was close to it, right? You know, maybe Silent the movie, or Silent Voice the movie, alright? Maybe Mirai kind of beat it, alright? And maybe Weathering With You absolutely fucking murdered me. But, the point of the matter is that, as, you know, no matter how close the plot or whatever ending Orange was to sort of Anohana, it was really, really good. Because keep in mind, right, I don't really watch... I watch a lot of slice of life. Alright, I watch a lot of slice of life, I watch a lot of rom-coms, I watch some action. Like, when I'm feeling like it, you know, when I'm feeling a little sick, your boy ends up watching 60 episodes of a volleyball show. Alright? And then gets hooked to the point where he's watching it at 3 in the goddamn morning to 9 at night. Makes sense? Yeah, me neither. And so, I the point is that I watch a lot of different shows, but I'm not really one to go up and be like, anime that can make you cry, because I'm not that kind of person, you know? I'm not over here trying to make myself cry, you know what I mean? I'm not over here trying to look up anime that make you depressed, or anime that want to make you cry. Because look, folks, I've had my fair amount of tears, alright? I've shed my fair amount of just absolute sob fests, alright? And I don't need to experience one by an anime. By sheer, like, want. Like, if I end up coming across an anime that's slice of life, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it ends up making me cry, that's fine. But I don't go out of my way and be like, yo, anime that can make you cry, ruin your life, and rethink your life choices. No, I don't look up. I don't look that up, alright? But I end up coming across those types of anime, and it's, and those are usually the best anime that I've watched. And basically the point that I'm getting at is that Orange is a very, very, very good anime. And I really, really enjoyed it. And honestly, if you enjoyed Anohana, if you don't even know what Anohana is, but you're curious, to watch it. I mean, hopefully you've already watched it, and stopped the video before I spoiled the ending. But if you've already watched it, and if you haven't watched Orange, I highly suggest you watch Orange. And if you've watched Orange but you haven't watched Anohana, holy lord, you are missing out. I mean, all I'm saying, folks, is I feel like but I feel like most people who watch anime, either for, like, slice of life, or really just anything, just, like, the whole friendship thing, I feel like Anohana is just a perfect, a masterpiece. I absolutely love that anime. It's 12 episodes. Ah, man, the amount of shit people can do in 12 episodes is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely mind-boggling. To Memoria Freese Y3. But that's yeah. And so, just thought I should mention that. It's Orange is a really good show. It's a really good anime, and honestly, I was surprised by how good it was. Because the thing is that when I found it originally on Amazon, it was 3 manga, alright? There's only 3 manga. And then maybe an epilogue. I think the epilogue is the 3rd manga. But the fact that they fit 3 manga, they were probably a bit larger than most manga. The fact that they still put, the fact that the author, the illustrator, whatever you want to call them, made 3 manga that circled around this entire story, got it made into an anime that lasted 13 episodes, the last episode being around 40 minutes, while other anime out here, you know, have to take 5 manga to write an entire season, is pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. I mean, look, I'm just the ranter here, alright? I'm just ranting here. Alright, in other terms, I'm just walking here, alright? I'm not the one that, I'm not the one that made this sidewalk. That completely makes sense, but you got my point. It's pretty impressive. Like, how can I make an analogy to this? So imagine you write a movie, right? Imagine somebody writes a movie, and it has like 1,000-page script, right? It's like, and this is probably not like equal to how long movie length is, but imagine somebody writes an 1,000-page script, and then it's transformed into a movie that's 2 hours long, full of non-stop dialogue, right? Or maybe like you get the point, you know, non-stop dialogue, but stop dialogue, and you get the point. And then imagine you write a movie, alright, or somebody else writes a movie that's only 100 pages, alright? A mere 100 pages, and their movie is twice as long, and is, like, just as good. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to say that the person that wrote an 1,000-page, you know, script for a 2-hour movie is, you know, in the wrong or is bad. In fact, more power to you, but, like, still, it's pretty impressive for a 100-page script to be translated into a movie even longer than an 1,000-page script. And honestly, in all fairness, you know, in all love and war, I feel like, you know, I'd probably the person that wrote a 1,000-page script, alright? Because I just have that many ideas, right? And you know, I would have a 2-hour movie, you know, just, I would be the person to write a 1,000-page script. Because there is no way. I mean, there is no way. I mean, I say there's no way, and then, you know, you look at that. I've written, or not, I could write an 100-page script, and it could be twice as long as that. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm not saying that, like, nobody else can, but it's possible, because, you know, I'm gonna be a little cringy here, folks, but, you know, if you put your mind to it, anyone can do anything, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the thing. Now, on top of this, so that's the whole anime discussion part of the episode. Now let's get to a few other things. And by the way, I know that y'all want to see more of the, pretty sure y'all want to see more of the good old, what do you call it? Freaking Steamy Scheme. We're not going to be doing that for the rest of the episode, so, yeah. But maybe. I don't know. Depends on how long this next thing takes to tell. So, last night, and I don't think I mentioned it in last night's episode, but yeah, I finished Star Wars, the first trilogy, or the second trilogy, if you're counting the fourth movie, the first movie. But yeah, I finished watching the second trilogy to come out, you know, in history, and it was good. I really, really enjoyed it. I was surprised by a lot of things, but I mostly kind of knew that, like, just a little spoilers if you haven't seen Star Wars, which, by the way, if you haven't seen Star Wars, watch the whole thing. I'm going to be watching, like, the next 6 movies over the next 9 weeks. 9 weeks. So probably going to be talking about that for a while. But basically, I kind of predicted, or not predicted, I kind of knew, like, I haven't watched the whole Star Wars trilogy, quadrilogy, sept trilogy, or sect, or sex trilogy, I don't know, sextuplet trilogy, I don't know, I haven't seen that, I haven't seen the whole thing before, but for a fact, I do know some things that have gone on there. I do know of some things that have happened. You know, I know that good old Anakin turned into Vader. I know that Luke's his son. You know, I know that... Yeah. And I also know, most prominently, that eventually everybody dies. Like, everybody dies in, like, one of the movies, but I just didn't know what it was. Obviously not everybody, but, like, a lot of people. Like, half of the cast, I feel like, just die. Or, like, half of the population, and you got my point. But I didn't know what movie that was, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, it must be Revenge of the Sith, and lo and behold, it was, and oh my god, dude, Master Windu, freaking Windu died, dude, I almost cried, Mace Windu, he is the only cool guy in the entire show left, how dare they, how dare they kill off the big old Sam, big ass, but yeah, he was cool, and I don't know, I'm coming to like the movies. I mean, I've always kind of liked Star Wars in the sense. It's really something. I mean, I really got into it, when the 7th movie came out, or the 7th episode, came out. And I'm gonna be honest, at first I really enjoyed the 7 through 9, episodes. But I gotta be honest, alright? And I gotta be honest. And, like, I really gotta be honest. And look, I really gotta be annoying when I have to say I gotta be honest. In retrospect, after reading a lot of articles and whatnot, and sort of just I don't know, hearing others' opinions, and after, watching The Mandalorian, Season 2's ending, and seeing the whole retcon of Luke Skywalker dying or even being old in the first place, is really interesting, because, I don't know, man, I think it's really interesting, because like y'all released 3 episodes, all right, an entirely new trilogy year after year, all right, in the 20th century, the 21st century, for just, I don't know, man, it's not a bad trilogy, but look, all I'm saying is that the first movie was really good, all right, that's all I'm saying. The first movie, that was pretty dope. The ending of the second movie was pretty dope. Third movie's ending, it was cool when, they won the entire series. But, I don't know, man. There are some writing choices in that trilogy, except for the first movie. Which I know, the whole Solo dying stuff, like, I don't know. Was I really mad about that? At the time I was really mad about that. But now that I've seen the first 3 Star Wars movies, or, the second trilogy, whatever, after I've seen episodes 1 through 3, I'm kind of like, maybe it was alright for him to die, because in the early Star Wars movies, again, spoilers, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the planet has seen Star Wars, and if you haven't, that's fine. My point is that if you really look back into the old Star Wars movies, like especially with the first one, I feel like you had one good person, or like one main character, die in every movie. Like for the first movie, it was Qui-Gon. I think I'm saying his name right. And then the second episode, oh god, what actually? You had what's his name? You had freaking Boba Fett. Like, even though he wasn't a main character, even though like he wasn't like a good guy, he was a character. That I personally would say has a reputation of sorts. Like, he was a part of the main plot. Like, he was the bounty hunter that was trying to freaking chase after, oh god, I don't remember who he was trying to chase after someone. It's been a minute since I've seen the second movie, guys. So yeah, in the first movie, Qui-Gon dies, and then Boba Fett dies in the second. And then in the third movie, of course, Anakin doesn't die, but Padme does. And then I don't really know what happens in the 4th, 5th, or 6th. I don't know if a lot of people die there. But I do know, I think Darth Vader dies in the 6th movie. And I think that also goes for Obi-Wan, but I'm not sure. I haven't watched it yet. But basically, again, I don't know what happens I don't know who dies in the 4th and the 5th. But if I can assume that either Darth Vader or Obi-Wan dies in the 6th, and they're main characters, I'm pretty sure the justification for sort of killing off a main character in every movie, is, I'm pretty sure, like, the reason for killing off a main character of sorts, or like a fan favorite character of sorts in each movie, is kind of an ongoing theme, and it kind of makes sense. Like, even though it's really frustrating, you gotta understand, folks, they low-key killed Obi-Wan and Anakin / Darth Vader in the 6th movie, alright? Like, the 2 main characters. Sure, Luke, Leia, but still, and I'm really just getting into this, like, I'm really tearing into the Star Wars fandom here. fan base, I should say. But here's the other thing, right? Again, I don't know who's dying in the 4th and the 5th, but if I know, because since I've watched the first trilogy, second trilogy, whatever you want to call it, and I know Qui-Gon dies in the 1st, Boba Fett dies in the 2nd, Padme dies in the 3rd, and even though I don't know what happens in the 5th and the 4th and the 5th, in the 6th, Darth Vader, I think, and Obi-Wan, I think, die, then I feel like that justifies the death of another main character and fan favorite, Han Solo in the 7th, Luke Skywalker in the 8th, and Leia in the 9th. So I don't know. Then also Kylo Ren, but he doesn't really matter that much. And also Palpatine. Didn't Palpatine actually end up dying then? It's so sad. He's so cool. Anyway, besides, Palpatine basically being a reincarnation of the heir betrayal, I just feel like I should just talk about that. I really wanted to get that out, talk something about Star Wars, because, I'm getting into it, I watched The Mandalorian season, I watched The Force Awakens, I watched The Last Jedi, I watched Rogue One, I watched Solo, I watched The Rise of Skywalker, then I watched The Mandalorian and The Mandalorian Season 2, and they were all pretty poggers, alright? They were all pretty poggers, alright? Sure, questionable writing choices in the new trilogy. Sure, did we really need a whole movie about Han Solo when he was younger? Did we really need a whole movie about Rogue One? Probably not, but we got it. It was another Star Wars movie for the books. Why the hell not? You know what I mean? And I'm excited because I'm really into it. I only have 3 more movies really left to recap or go through. And I'll basically have understood everything that's happened. I'll basically be the encyclopedia for every single character. Oh, I just got 10,000 steps. Pog. Hey, your boy's on that. Your boy's on that 100% streak. Poggers. That's how you know I've been. That's how you know I've been walking a while, or talking a while. When I've already hit 10K. Man's over here speed running. But yeah, I feel I should talk about that because I'm really getting into it. And with the next 13 Star Wars shows coming out this year, the next 96 shows that are coming out this year on its own, and the next 104 coming out next year. I don't know. I feel like I could really get into it. It seems interesting enough to get my attention. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to the next thing, the real juice of the juice, which I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna love, and pretty sure maybe all of you suspected, unless you didn't. I want you to know how my first day back at school was. And let me tell you, and this might be an absolute surprise to you, alright? This might blow your mind, alright? You might be like, oh no, this is so terrible. This never happens to me, or I don't know, right? But if you've watched this series, I have to say this, but if you've watched this series through the point where you basically have watched all of the quarantine episodes, which I'm pretty sure is episodes 500 or 600 to now, which is kind of insane. I think, maybe even 700, I don't know, I think it was midway 600, but my point is, if you've watched all the way up until now, then you'd know, that online school, for me, doing the whole Microsoft Teams thing, it's a whole mess. It's an absolute catastrophe. Anytime, we really get back into things, even if it's not really getting back into things, it's always a mess. It's a tragedy, alright? It's an absolute tragedy, It's so tragic and so damaging that it makes news every time. Alright? And I really can't find the reason why they just don't fix this stuff before being like, yo, get on it, you know? I just don't understand. Like, I'm sure it's like all this internet lag and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it was, you know, especially today, it was because, like, internet was down, like, across the county. But still. And here's the other thing, right? I don't think a lot of people knew that today, like, especially teachers, not just students, but I feel like a lot of people didn't know that today was the day we'd return. Because legit, first period, nobody. Third period, nobody. And then even second period and fourth period, which, you know, I was thankfully able to enter, they barely had a lot of people. Like, it was just a very surprising day, you know? And the other thing is that it's just like, I just don't understand, man. I just don't understand. I really don't. I really just don't understand how... I don't know. Because here's the thing, alright? I found out that school was on today because of yesterday's fumble with the episode. And then I turned my phone on, waiting for Memoria Freese to be like, okay, I'm alive again. I read this article that was like, people are returning on the 4th. That was the only way. By sheer will. By some grant of the glory Lord's power, I was bestowed upon the knowledge that tomorrow was school, or that today was the day we returned back to school. And honestly, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't read that article, alright? I legit didn't think I was going to go back into school until next Monday. And so I just didn't know. And I don't think a lot of other people knew either, because usually when we're told to get back into school, we get a call from the school, and we either get like a call or a voicemail or a text message or an email. We didn't get any of that. I found out by sheer will, by sheer luck, if you will, alright? And I just don't know how I guess my school kind of forgot to tell every student that. I don't know, man. It's a really messed up system. Not messed up. I'm sure they just slipped up. I'm pretty sure everyone was just, just having fun. They were probably all with their family, playing Jenga and their Xbox One X, which, like, not a lot of people have, or Series X. I don't know. My point is, today was just a mess, man. But in the end, I actually got to play some Minecraft, and I got to build this new house in survival. And it was cool, and I'm not on any SMP anymore. I haven't talked to those people in a bit. I'm fine vibing alone. I'm listening to Scrubby. I'm getting my steps in. Legit, like I said, I got 10,000 steps just a few minutes ago. I'm vibing straight. I'm vibing straight walking, you know what I mean? I'm having a good time. I started doing some work that I have due this week early. So I'm already on top of it, you know what I mean? I haven't done too much work on the animation. I probably won't do as much work on the animation, or any, for that matter, for the next few days. Or even the episode 1000. I don't know, man. It's just it's a whole mess. Also, I'm pretty sure Genshin Impact ain't going to be returning until, like, February 20th, because I still have this goddamn ear infection still lingering, even though I don't feel it at all. So, yeah. It's, yeah. But I feel like on that note, folks, let's get back into this. Steamy demands. And then this will be the end of the episode. So I'm sorry for the background.
とりあえず落ち着いてください。神フェスティア。こちらでももう少 し上と話してみますので。わかったよ、アドバイザー君。今は君
Oh
に
yeah,
頼るし
isn't
か
Aina
なさそう。
and doesn't Aina end up going with Hestia?
ありがとうございます。ではそちらで少々お待ちください。すみません。
Oh, is that A's? Or I's, sorry.
都市外への外出許可。
Hey!
はい、お話は伺っています。
Wait, but why?
すぐに許可証を。
Didn't you say Belle? Oh no.
ちょっと待て。
Yeah, wait a second, indeed, Aina.
おお、ヘスティオ様だ。こんにちは。こんにちは。じゃなくて。君たちは第一級冒険者だろ。どうしてそんな
Because they're not growing at an increasing rate like Belle.
バレンシュタイン氏とヒルテ氏はロキファミリアを通じて受けたクエストで。
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
そうそう。ロキがギルドには行っておくから行ってこいって。
That's unfair. That too. Yeah, you know, if you don't let her go, if you don't let her pass the gates of Araria, man's gonna start a revolution. All right, man's gonna start a full-out war in Arario just because she doesn't get to bring Belle to an onsen, to an inn outside of Arario, so then she can have some quality familial time with him. Oh my lord, this series.
大丈夫ですか?
You think, guys? You think? Oh, I guess she is.
すまない。取り乱しちゃって。バレンナギガシ君たちが悪いわけじゃないのに。
I love how she's still calling her Wallen what's it. It used to be like an insult, but...
やはりか。
Oh, Mayak's back.
ミヤハ?
It's also Mia, but
こ
whatever.
んなことではないかと思ってな。ベルの外出許可に苦慮していた。
She wasn't. So what are you gonna do?
はあ、その通りさ。神の手のひらの上、もといギルドの管理からは逃れられない運命なのか。
Oh, so why do you have a smirk on your face, mate? What have you done?
私からクエストだ。第2級冒険者に都市外での素材調達を。
Hey, Mayak, I gotta love you, mate. You're so smart. Man's has 10 million IQ.
ヘスティア様。
Man's has 10 million IQ. Holy lord, I wouldn't have thought of it.
いいのかい、ミヤハ?
Yeah.
困った時はお互い様だ。
I know Mayak said. I know what I said about Mayak, that he gives out too much help, but this is such a 10 million IQ play.
アドバイザー君、クエストならベル君も外に行けるだろ?
Aina?
ええ、ではミヤハファミリアからのクエストを受諾。
Hey, we did it, boys. We got him out. We're smuggling Belle out of Arario. Hey.
大変申し上げづらいのですが。
Oh no.
これ
Oh.
でもダメだっていうの
But
か。
why?
それがクラネル氏の許可は下りたのですが、
Oh.
ヘスティアの許可がなか
Oh.
ラキア侵攻の際、神ヘスティアが迂闊に都市外に出たことがどうも上の心象を損ねていたようで。
Oh yeah, she didn't.
いえ、
Oh wow, that came to bite you back.
でもアレスはもう兵を引いたし、そもそもあれは不可抗力で。
Damn.
落ち着いてください。そのあたりも考慮して条件を満たせば許可は下りそうなんです。
Oh, what's the steamy demands?
条件。
Oh, don't tell me.
はい。神ヘスティアの監視役としてギルドのものを一人
Oh,
に対応させ
okay.
ようと。
Oh, okay. I'm about to say like Apollo, but no.
それって
Just bring along Aina. Okay, so that's how Aina ends up here. Just bring along Aina.
ええ。私がご一緒することで
Yeah, there
何
you
と
go.
か上も認めてくれそう
It's
で。
that easy. 1, 2, 3. And she's pissed off.
どうしてみんな僕とベル君を
I gotta be honest, I feel bad for Hestia, but I mean, she's really just had to deal like 3 years of this. I'm not surprised that she's surprised. Anyway, this has been us. This has been us. Thank y'all for watching. This has been fun. You know, I did like 20 minutes of story, and then I did like 30 minutes of talking, and then I did another 10 minutes of story. So I'm pretty sure all of you are satisfied with this episode. I mean, I totally am. I mean, we got to rant about Star Wars, we got to rant about anime, we got to rant about school, all in the same episode. Holy Lord. I mean, look, all we needed to talk about was Jason Bourne or James Bond, and we would have had the trilogy of insanity, because that's totally making sense. But with that, folks, this has been your friendly neighborhood Steamy Schemer, and I'll see y'all in the next episode, in which, holy Lord, are y'all going to have your mind absolutely blown. All I'm saying is, if you all I'm saying is, what you think the next episode is going to be about isn't what it's going to be about. Alright? That's all I'm saying. You don't know what you're going to end up seeing next episode. Tomorrow is going to be the first show. Is going to be the first representation. Is going to be the first of the first surprises in these final 25, now 22 days, or 23 days left until the epic beginning. I don't know. Anyway, until tomorrow, this has been your friendly neighborhood, and yeah, see you all in the next episode. Arigato smash watching. And sayo oranginaya.